Hey guys, my name is Sophie. I'm Dr. Sophie Njaku. I am a medical doctor working in the NHS, specifically a foundation doctor. I just want to first of all say thank you very much to the hosts for it's a very lovely opportunity to be called to speak. Thank you very much for the invite. I was also speaking on something I'm very passionate about while working in the NHS, and if you follow me on Instagram, my name on Instagram is Amaka NJ, or you've seen any of my YouTube videos, my channel is Sophie Sai, you would know I'm very passionate about IMGs. I'm going to explain what that means in a second, but just sort of basically my whole experience so far working as a doctor in the NHS has been trying to see what I can do in my own little way to try and make that sort of transition from being a medical student in another faraway country that's not the UK, or even in a European country like I studied, sort of be easier, because things are very different. Things are very, very different. And I am sort of trying to do my own quota, if you will, in trying to bridge that gap and sort of make transitioning very easy, and I do that in a number of ways. But yeah, just sort of backing up to explain what an IMG is. If you don't know what that stands for, an IMG means an international medical graduate. So it's basically somebody who did not train in the UK, specifically medical school, because I did some study in the UK as well, but if you did not do your medical degree in the UK, didn't graduate from the UK, then you're termed an IMG, an international medical graduate. I did 4 years as a background. I did 4 years in Crimea, but finished my last 2 years in Ukraine because of sort of like the circumstances around the time. So yeah, I have been privileged since sort of I decided to start doing this to meet hundreds of doctors from different walks of life. It is an honor, it's a privilege to be able to speak to so many people who sort of come to me to ask, how can I actually do this? And I'm hoping that I could probably share more light. So yeah, bring in all your IMG friends. Anybody that studied in Romania, in Hungary, in Lithuania, in Ukraine, in Nigeria, in Ghana, South Africa, America, Canada, wherever, we're all IMGs. So I try to do the best I can to see where I can sort of come in and make the journey easier, make you aware, sort of like what I wish I had known sort of moments, and see if I can give that to you before you actually start. So I have specifically over the last 2 years worked with foundation doctors and medical students trying to get into the foundation program. I have done that in collaboration with, I had discussions with Health Education England, sort of like in, probably shouldn't say that, at one of the events anyway, so I guess it's okay to actually say that now. But yeah, so I just sort of try to do what I can. And I think it's mostly because I sort of had like a very difficult experience trying to get on that ladder, and sort of getting into the system. I just sort of easily saw that there were so many gaps, and you can't expect people to change something if they don't even know that there's a need for something to change. And it might not even be a need for it to change. It might just be that more support needs to be put in place, or people actually need to realize, you learned something in a different way, and I'm in your country now, or I'm practicing in this country now, but where I actually learned this, it was very, very different. Can you sort of excuse me and allow me to actually try and have that extra time to adapt? So yeah, it's what I sort of tried to do. I'm still a foundation doctor, but I am soon to be hopefully a special a court trainee. I think this was meant to be a 7-minute video, but I feel like I've run out of things to say at this point. But I hope to see you all on the summit, in February. I'm looking forward to really trying to do what I can to continue in this sort of passion that I have. Well, aside sort of speaking with IMGs, I also I'm an educator, so I also do tutorials, organize courses for like exams, still medical oriented sort of courses, so whether it be for medical students or for those trying to get into some exams that you would need to take when you're foundation doctor. I organize courses, I do things like that as well. Generally, I am very available for questions. I am very happy to be contacted if you need help with things like that. Yeah, if you see me at work, please say hi. I'm not the most social person outside, but trust me, I'm very nice. Yeah, so I look forward to seeing you all at the summit. I am very keen to learn from all the wonderful hosts that have been invited. Looking forward to meeting you guys, looking forward to hearing the questions that you may have, looking forward to expanding. Oh, and while we're at it, it's a new year, so happy new year. I hope it's the best for you and yours. I hope that you, in whatever capacity you're working in the NHS, or whatever dream or desire you have, you know, towards the NHS, I hope that we all achieve that. I hope that we all are very kind to one another. We need that. I hope that we're all patient. I hope that we are all making the best of what we can. I hope that we all remember to see the next person as a person and treat them the way that we would want to be treated, with compassion, with empathy, and yeah, that we keep doing what we can to actually make the NHS a much nicer place to work in. Yeah, so thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening to me, and I look forward to seeing you in February. Bye.
With a talk based on taking a year out after your foundation training. I thought this was quite a good topic to discuss. I think there's probably a lot of junior doctors out there that may be considering this at the moment, and maybe not sure whether this is the right choice. The other thing here is that if you're somebody who is a bit undecided about which direction you want to go in, whether one specialty is sort of your calling or another, take that time out to have a real good think about it.